Solving multi-step equations, lesson 8 notes. Continuing with the 3 types of solutions. So we talked about one solution problems, that's where your variable terms are different. Then we talked about no solution problems, that's where your variable terms are the same, but the constants are different. Now we're going to talk about infinitely many solutions. That means you could plug any number in for the variable and the equation would still be true. All right, let's simplify this and show you what it looks like. So if I do the distributive property, 8 times a is 8a. 8 times 2 is 16. Bring down the 4a. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times a is positive 4a. Now we combine like terms. Oops. All right, so the only thing I can combine are the 4a and the 4a on the right side of the equation. So I would have 8a plus 16 equals, well, 4 plus 4 would give me 8a plus 16. All right, so let's stop there. So in the top one, the variable terms were different. And we could stop. And the second one, the variable terms were the same, but the constant terms are different. These terms here are different. But look at the next one. The last one, I should say. It's exactly the same thing on both sides. Both your variable terms and your constant terms are the same. So again, it's the exact same thing on both sides. If I would go farther, I would subtract 8a from both sides. And then subtract 16 from both sides. And what would happen if you did that? Everything would cancel out. And if everything cancels out, you would get 0 equals 0. If you only canceled the variable terms out, you would get 16 equals 16. If you just canceled out the constant terms, you'd get 8a equals 8a. So in other words, if you get the exact same thing on both sides, it is an infinitely many solutions problem. Okay, so for infinitely many solutions, variable terms are the same and constant terms are the same. So again, if we stop after this second step, which is what we'll be doing, you'll start by looking at the variable terms. Oh, my variable terms are the same. So I move on to my constant terms. My constant terms are also the same. So for infinitely many solutions, variable terms are the same and constant terms are the same. Pause your video and write that down. All right, so let's write some examples. Let's start with our problem that we did on the right. So let's start with 8a plus 16 equals 8a plus 16. How about y plus 5 equals y plus 5? Exact same thing on both sides. Maybe 2z equals 2z. Or 5 equals 5. Or 0 equals 0. So if you get the exact same thing on both sides, it is an infinitely many solutions problem. So once again, I know I keep saying it over and over again, but you got to get this in your head. You will do the first two steps. You will do the distributive property, then you will combine like terms, and you will stop there. Once you've done that, you start by looking at the variable terms. If the variable terms are different, or if there's only one variable term, it is a one solution problem. If the variable terms are the same but the constants are different, it is a no solutions problem. And if it is the exact same thing on both sides, then it is infinitely many solutions. If you have any questions on infinitely many solutions or any of the three types of solutions, please let me know. Before you shut off the video, please make sure you have written everything down.